What's up, Shorts Force? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are ready to start your day off with some controversy, maybe a little bit of disclosure, because that's what you're getting in today's video. We're actually going to take a full look, a detailed review at the Filippo Loreti Venice Automatic in black on black. I picked this watch up. I actually paid for it myself. That's why you don't see paid promotion or any other sponsored notifications on this video. Now, the reason that there's controversy tied to this video is because this watch, which by the way, in case if you're new to the channel, my name's Dave. May the Schwartz be with you. Hey, did you know? It's a great day to wear a watch. Today I have on the Filippo Loreti Venice Automatic in gray on gray. Now, this watch brought me a ton of hate and crazy comments. People, keep in mind, these are not subscribers. These are not anyone with loyalty to me on my channel, but that video that I released, which you can check out up here, full review on this one, caught a bunch of flack. People didn't believe me when I told them what was happening behind the scenes, and it's okay. So this video is going to serve the purpose, dual purpose, to clarify that Filippo Loreti watch review, but also give you the full review and my thoughts, honest opinions, of course, on the Filippo Loreti Florence in matte black. Now, if you're not here for all of that and you just want to get into the review on the watch, then skip down to this time and then that'll take you straight to the review. I know not everyone is interested in hearing the backstory, or maybe you already saw this portion or heard about it, so you can skip to the review there. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, before I can walk you through the whole scenario, I just wanted to point out how it got to this point. So basically, Filippo Loreti reached out to me and they were saying, hey, we like your work. We want to send you a watch to review. Would you be interested? At that time, I had only seen like advertisements for Filippo Loreti. I didn't really know anything about the watch brand or about the history behind them, the whole issue with the service, customer service, and problems that they were dealing with. I just knew it was a kind of fashion watch brand from what I had seen. I looked up other big channels and watched their review, and of course they say, hey, it's a company that's based out of Lithuania, but their watches have an Italian vibe and history, quote unquote, kind of behind them, but they're made in China. So I'm like, okay, that's a little strange, but I get it. Like, if you're trying to market to people, Italy has way more of a desirable history than Lithuania. Okay, I understand. A little weird, but whatever. So I told, after doing that, I said, hey, I'm interested. I looked at your website, saw your watches. I like the design of them. I don't really know much about you guys. Like, send me some more information. What do you have in mind? So she basically said up front. Now, part of the reason I got a lot of hate on my other video is because Ben Arthur, we all love Ben. Ben does amazing work. He's killing it right now. And his channel, he did I want to say, it's almost like a documentary behind the scenes, kind of exposing the issues with Filippo Loreti. And I watched his video and I'm like, dang, like he pretty much nails it on everything except one crucial part, which was the affiliate portion. Not that that was incorrect, the affiliate part was correct, but he's just going based off of the information he could find online, right? I had actually gotten a more in-depth look into what really happens, right? So as an insider, I guess you could say, working with Filippo Loreti, this is what they told me. I didn't get offered any cash to do a review. They said, we can give you a list of watches to choose from. We'll go ahead and send you the affiliate if you want to. They said you had free, they pretty much gave me freedom to say whatever I thought about the watch. They didn't care if I was going to say anything positive or negative because I wasn't going to be getting paid by them. They said, we'll give you a link. We'll give you a savings for your viewers, subscribers, and then you get a commission. But there was no like, we're going to pay you cash to do this review. So basically they're saying, we'll give you a free watch. Tell us what you think, whatever. They didn't ask to see the review beforehand. All of the affiliate kind of stuff, like I never got into that with them because I told them after they sent me that email, I said, hey, that's cool. I like your watches, but what I'd like to do is give up voluntarily surrender any affiliate status or commission for me. Like, if you want to give the discount code for other people, that's cool, I don't care, but they'd probably appreciate that, right? What I did want is, instead of that, to have them send me an automatic watch. All of these reviews on their influencer watches have been done quite a bit already, right? And so I know that this is what they're sending a lot of people, because that's probably their bigger sellers. But for you guys, my Schwartz Force, my viewers, my subscribers, the people that support me, y'all are watch guys and gals. And I knew, like, hey, they, like me, I'm more interested in the automatics. And so I saw the Florence automatic and I said, I really like this. It's masculine. Guys like black on black, like watches are already popular. And the design kind of has like a royal oak vibe to it. So I said, that's the watch I want to review. So I'd be willing to give up all of the other stuff if you would send me that watch. And they said, we can't do it because it's a limited edition. By the time you get it, it may be, or by the time viewers see your video, it may not be available anymore. And we don't really want to do that, which I understand, because their thing is like limited editions, right? I said, okay, fair enough. And I came back and told Gabrielle, I said, look, like, I really want that watch. Like, that's the watch I want to review. Here's my work. Here's my, like, this is the level of quality that I do. So please put in a good word for whoever makes a decision. Let them know I really want that watch. I really want an automatic. And so she pretty much gave pushback, right? And then she came back and said, we really can't, because it's going to take too long. We can't get a hold of them for a while. But what we can do is send you this other Venice automatic, this one here, if you're interested. And they were going for like $450 at the time. So I said, yeah, that's an even more expensive, better automatic technically than the one I was looking at. But while we were going back and forth through that, I found a Venice matte black for sale on eBay, and I jumped on the opportunity. It was a private seller out of Nevada, and I basically made them an offer. They kind of counter, we went back and forth, and then we settled on a price and they shipped it out. So I bought the Florence, which I wanted, for myself. And that's what we're going to be reviewing here today. Now, the portion where they got wrong, because knowing what was on Ben Arthur's video, all of his viewers and people that were picking up that video, mine was showing up. The timing was terrible, because I had just done my review on the Filippo Loreti watch, and people were coming to my video and they were like, oh, this guy, he can't say anything bad. I just happen to really like the watch, guys. Like, for my wrist size, it works. I actually really, really do like it. And I didn't have anything bad to say about it. They wouldn't even give me the watch I actually wanted to review. So I guess that's a bad thing, right? But they basically were coming to my channel and just like lighting me up, man, on these comments and the thumbs down. And it was hilarious to me, because even trying to defend myself and tell them the truth, they're like, BS, we don't believe you, you know, like, how does it feel? And I'm like laughing, because I know me. Like, if they had taken 5 minutes to go through the rest of my channel and my videos, they would have seen who I am, like what I'm about, right? It's just my journey, and I got an opportunity from Filippo Loreti, and I do really hope that Filippo Loreti saw the video that Ben Arthur did, because that's what people are aware of now, and even in a larger quantity, being watch enthusiasts. And I hope that they saw that and make changes with their issues as far as customer service, getting those watches to people. If I spent money on a product, I expect that product. If it's handmade, I understand there's a little bit of a wait, but a little bit isn't 6 months, 12 months, whatever, right? So I'm with you guys there. I agree, that's unacceptable in my opinion. I didn't wait that long for my watch when they shipped it. Now, that may be because it's for a review, which I'm sure there's a difference. I'm not going to play dumb and be like, oh, well, it's just what everyone goes through. So that was just my personal experience, but I wanted to clear the air, and it's taken me, right, this is like I'm back in October, November. So it's taken me a while to finally do the review on this, but I'm putting screenshots of the emails. I'm letting you guys know that this is what actually happened. So if you're an affiliate, no doubt you probably are under some sort of contract and have all these rules and stipulations, but they never came at me personally with that, maybe because they knew I was a watch channel, not some fashion channel. But nonetheless, let's take a look at this Florence matte black and see how the watch by itself, outside of the Filippo Loreti fiasco, how is the watch on its own for the price, and how does it hold up? Let's find out. All right, guys, so here we have it, the Filippo Loreti Florence Black Matte. Now, this was priced at $324.99 on this sticker. I'm not sure where that's from. On the website, you could actually find these for sale new at $379.99, which no one's paying that, trust me. When I had initially looked at the website, they had like a sign-up coupon for 50 bucks off right off the bat. And then, of course, with other sales, 20% off, 30% off, 40% off, whatever, you're probably going to save a lot more. So that's the retail price. The watch, when I purchased it, shipped in this box here. And of course, it did come with this. So we'll unbox this just to kind of show you everything that came with the watch. So there is a little thank you card from the owners, certificate of authenticity. Okay, number 87 out of 500. And then the instruction manual. And then when we open up the case, so you see there's just simple little box, cardboard box with some kind of like a velvet padding. There's the extra links that came with the watch when I purchased it, and then there is a signed Filippo Loreti polishing cloth that was included. I haven't opened that. And of course it's just on a standard little pillow. We'll put that all aside. And then here is the watch. Again, the Florence in matte black. It does have a really nice heft to it. And for my watch guys out there, you're going to notice that this looks very similar to the Caddis Oak. Very similar. Kind of strange how similar it is. And we will get to that towards the end. But let me get up close on the watch for you. Let's just take a quick look. Part of the thing that drew me to this watch initially, of course, was the fact that it's all blacked out. It's got a very masculine kind of vibe to it. And then of course the fact that it's automatic. Now this is a stainless steel case and it does have a black PVD coating on it. We'll get to the case back here in just a second. And then of course there is a higher polish black double deployant butterfly clasp. But the rest of the watch is all in this matte black kind of finish, almost like gunmetal. Really nice. And then of course I was drawn to this blacked out dial with the black hands or gray hands, and yeah, nice little contrast there. So first thing, as we always do, let's start with dimensions. So we have a 42 millimeter case. If we include the crown, we're looking at just under 46 millimeters. And instead of going for the lug to lug height just here on the top, I'm going to include the full width. So at its widest, it's 57 millimeters. But this will wrap around your wrist. So you just want to keep in mind that this first link does also extend outward. If you have a small wrist, this thing is going to just hang over your wrist for sure. So I would say thinner wrist guys, don't even bother with this, or the Caddis Oak or other watch brands. I think there's another one, I forget the name of it, but there's another company that has a watch very similar. It's a quartz movement similar to this. Just if you have a small wrist, I wouldn't even bother. It's just my personal opinion. And then we have a case thickness at 11 millimeters. So that's actually surprising considering a lot of automatics we tend to see they have a larger case thickness of 12, 13 millimeters on average. So to see this at 11 is actually kind of impressive. So taking some cues from the AP Royal Oak, you see obviously the design elements with these screws, very industrial kind of vibe. I thought that they could be turned to be aligned, so much though that you'll see I tried to screw one of them to the left and I ended up actually messing up the metal finishing, so that was my bad. Yeah, these are, as far as I can tell, non-functioning screws, at least not from the front. That or the fact that the back screws, if they do hold each other in place, those are screwed in so tight that I couldn't even loosen the front screws. But I don't believe that's the case. I think that these are just for look. We're looking at this black PVD coated case. It's all matte black. You can see the finishing there. It does attract dust, so that's one thing you want to be aware of with a black watch like this. It is a dust magnet. And of course you can see the crown there. It does have the little F Filippo Loreti branding on the crown. Nice coin edge to it. Now, one thing that's actually kind of nice about the design is the way that the case is shaped. The edging there along the side of the case rounds out, and then we have these very sharp block lines and squares. Again, kind of I'm getting an industrial vibe from the look of that as well. Now you'll notice the PVD coating is not applied on the inside of the links. It's only applied to the outsides, the sides, and the back. These are solid links. It is a solid end link, and you'll see the screws there that hold it in place. So they do actually make leather straps that you can put on this that are fitted. They fit into this portion right here, and then of course screw back in. So you could do a leather strap swap on these. You'll have to purchase that aftermarket or from Filippo Loreti directly. I actually like the bracelet, how thin the links are. They look good, and these are adjustable with screws, so they're not held in with pins, so that's definitely an upgrade. And then the double deployment buckle, butterfly buckle, held in really nicely. It doesn't seem flimsy, at least to me. I've seen some thinner or cheaper butterfly clasps, and they tend to be a little bit kind of like jangly. That's not the case here. Seems to function just fine. I haven't had any problems with it popping off on its own. We do see Filippo Loreti branding there on the half portion of the clasp. Gives it kind of a invisible look to it. Now looking here on the case back, you're going to see laser etched is actually the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore. So you see the etching on it with that high polish is done pretty well. And then there's just a simple matte black, almost like a sandblasted finish on the exterior of the image. This case back is held in with these single screws. Now, the movement that's powering this watch is actually the Miyota 8215. Again, very common, lesser expensive kind of automatic movement. So when you're considering that movement in this watch at the price point of $379, I think that they should have gone with a better movement. That's just my opinion. But again, you're also not paying $379 for this watch. I hope you don't pay $379 for this watch. Now, the bad thing or the downside with the Miyota movement is when we're in position 2, it does not hack the second hand. For some people that may be a deal breaker. It's just kind of something I'm used to. The NH35, for example, the Seiko movement that does hack and hand wind. This movement will hand wind, so that's good. It is not a screw down crown, so just something to be aware of. It's more of a sports watch, so I think it would have been cool to see a screw down crown and to have higher water resistance, because this watch only features 50 meters of water resistance. On the website, when you look up this watch, it says luminous hands or indices. Unfortunately, that is not true, not correct. They need to update that on the website because there is no lume on this dial. It would have been nice to see lume for sure, but when I turn the lights out, there's no lume. Okay, now you do see that we have a date wheel there at 3 o'clock, and we have stick hour indices. There's no Arabic numerals. It's just kind of a clean, minimalist, flat design on the dial. And same thing with the hands. You have these simple rounded baton hands. It looks like there would be lume applied in the middle, but unfortunately there's not. And then just a very simple arrow-shaped second hand, and you can see that ticking away there. So automatic indication just above 6 o'clock, and then we see Filippo Loreti branding just under 12 o'clock. It's a very clean, simple design. I mean, there's not really a whole lot I could say about it. I do like that the indices are applied. We have a matte black ray hot there. Now, specs on the website say where you're getting a sapphire crystal. Let's test. So as you can see, we are getting sapphire crystal reading on this watch. That's nice to see. The movement of the hands is actually pretty smooth. Date change, as you can see, starts at around about 10:40 p.m. and that will click over just before midnight. So not a very long wait there. And then of course, when we get to the date, cycling pops into place fairly easily. The print on the date actually looks fairly clear. The only thing I could say is I wish the date window was a little bit larger. Having that circular date like that is a little bit small and just kind of annoying. I think a little bit larger would have been better in my opinion. I do, however, like that we are getting a color matched date wheel. So you get a black date wheel with the white number, just pops out, contrast is nice. And then of course you can see that indice kind of carries over just a tad at the 3 o'clock position. So I think they did that portion pretty well at least. Now I'm gonna put this on the time graph and we'll see what kind of accuracy we're getting out of this Miyota movement. So as you can see, it's kind of fluctuating a little bit. We're getting -1 to -3 seconds per day, which is awesome. Amplitude's not terrible and the beat error is really good. So we're looking at 21,600 vibrations per hour on the Miyota, and the accuracy on it's actually not very bad at all. I'm kind of impressed to see good numbers like this coming out of the Filippo Loreti watch. So there you have it. Let's go ahead and get it on the wrist and summarize. So here is the watch on my 7-inch wrist. Now, as you can see, with that higher lug width that I mentioned earlier, you can see how it kind of wraps around the wrist and gives it a nicer appearance. It doesn't actually stand out as much as you would think because of the way that those links wrap downward. I think it works really good. Now, if you have a smaller wrist, you're going to see it jut straight down or even come in at an angle, and it's going to look weird. But for my 7-inch wrist, I think it looks pretty good. Surprisingly thin as far as the thickness of that case on the wrist. And I like that it's all just matte black. There's no real high polish other than on the inside of the butterfly clasp. So I think that that looks really good. Even this lip here gives a little bit of a shadow underneath that bezel. And then you see with the sapphire crystal, there's that beveled edge. So it does play with the light just a little bit. Now, as far as pros and cons, I think that you're getting automatic movement. It's a black on black watch. It looks really cool. Unfortunately, for the price, I think that this is a watch I would say to go ahead and just look out for, keep an eye out for on the used market. And if you can find one at a really good price, I would even say definitely under $200 if possible, then pick it up because it's not a bad watch. You know, as we saw, accuracy is good on it. You know, 50 meters water resistant, so it's not terrible. And then of course the black coating, we'll have to see how that holds up over time. I don't wear this watch on a daily basis, so it's gonna be kind of hard to see, but I'll try and do some more sporting kind of activities with it on and see how it holds up. But I would say with what I've seen on that top screw, it's probably likely to scratch fairly easily. So again, I'm gonna put that as another con for the watch itself. Now, I was able to get a really good deal on it, so I think it's worth it to me. But let me know what you guys think of this watch in the comments down below. If there was a Cadison or a similar brand that had a blacked out version, I would say you can probably pick it up for a much lower cost. But as of this point, I haven't seen any others in black like this other than the Filippo Loreti with an automatic movement. So they are actually online. I was surprised to see a couple were in stock. They may not be at the time you watch this video, but when recording this, they did have 2 in stock available. But again, like I said, I would probably just wait until you could find one used and save a little bit of cash. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know what you thought of my Filippo Loreti Florence Matte Black. And of course, your comments are always appreciated, even if they're negative. I always appreciate the feedback. All I could say is, to those of you who aren't part of the Schwartz Force and you saw this video, I hope you got to know a little bit more about me and kind of my thinking, my thought process behind dealing with some of these brands. And of course, I'd love to have you join the Schwartz Force and be part of the family. You never know what kind of watches I'm going to have on the channel. Definitely hit the subscribe button down below. You can tap my face right here. And if you like this video, I got another one here for you to check out, which I think you'll enjoy for sure. And I always appreciate the support. So thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, may the Schwartz be with you. And I'll see you at the next one. Take care.